Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure it is to have you here live and in charge for a whole lot of fun here. Duck Press Media Solutions, strictly stock championship race at Daytona International Speedway. 6 drivers battling it out for the Magic Champion title here for strictly stock. And I tell you what, they're going to go big or go home. Daytona International Speedway is the absolute dream, I do believe, when it comes to super speedway style racing. Starting grid for you: Bryson Fitzgerald's going to be your pole sitter. Holt Johnston will be your outside pole sitter. And there goes Bryson. He had to probably fix something there. Joe Francis and Gavin Hibbs will make up row number 2. Richard Lekewa and Brock Johnston, row number 3. And Jesse Cottrell, James Cato, GT Park is out there. And yeah, we're going to have some fun. 9 drivers in the field. And we're going to have 6 of them battling it out. John, thank you for the like out there. Appreciate you very much. Thank you to all the folks out there, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Much love to you. And all that jazz, all that good stuff. Here is it's kind of blurry for you, but Jesse Cottrell, GT, Brock Johnston, Scotty Grove, Richard Lekewa, and James Cato, all of those drivers are battling it out here for this championship race. And we are green flag racing for 75 laps here, Daytona, in the Duck Press Media Solutions strictly stock truck series. Patience will be the ultimate factor here for every single one of these drivers. Pit stops will be the biggest factor outside of keeping this race clean. And right now, Bryson Fitzgerald cuts across the nose of Holt Johnston, trying to keep it clean on the high side. Almost gets shoved out of the way. 16 to the back bumper of the 47. Not the opportune time at the moment. This is all about who finishes first. We have Fitzgerald, Francis there. Joe Francis will give a big shove. Joe Francis really good at this racetrack. And Joe, of course, normally the race controller, but today he is out there up the field, run as fast as possible. As you see, Bryson Fitzgerald up trying to control the line. And dang near cutting the nose off of the drivers. I understand wanting to control the line, but right now is not the case, not the pace that you want to have. Holt Johnston to the high side as we are green, and now has Gavin Hibbs there with him. Gavin Hibbs in the 16. Gavin will push you around this racetrack, but right now they're dropping back. Bryson Fitzgerald out front, Joe Francis, then Richard Lekewa right there in the 38. 17 of Brock Johnston will try to make this one work as well. Gavin Hibbs trying to find his way in line as well. So single file racing, lap 3 of 75. They are moving. Good to see you all out there. Good evening, Cortland. How you doing, my man? Hey, I told Nate over at Score Sports to be looking out for your message. He's got his Twitch channel over there, so make sure you check it out. I know that you needed that charity race broadcasted, so he will. He's also in the Discord, so you're going to be looking for Nathan Bogart. He's Skolky in my Discord, so in the Signature Esports game Discord, not the iRacing one. Fitzgerald up high, Joe Francis down low. Joe's going to lead here. Finishing position for the drivers will be the determining factor here. As right now, Bryson Fitzgerald drops behind Gavin Hibbs and the 76. Francis, Lekewa, Hibbs, Johnston, Park, Johnston again, Cottrell, James Cato. Cato is just looking to keep it clean. You can tell by his pace and where he is located on this racetrack. Jesse Cottrell here in the mix as well. Holt Johnston in and out there for just a moment. Looks like he's blinking for a second there. Brock Johnston to the high side. Or, I'm sorry, right there in front of his teammate. I thought he was there to the high side, but I was wrong. Drivers are ready to go. They're ready to move. Mark, thanks for the like out there. Much love to you, brother. How you doing tonight? Hibbs, your race leader. Joe Francis right behind Gavin. Richard to the high side. 44 side by side. Double file racing right now as Gavin Hibbs gets a big shove. 38 drops down in front of the 16. And right now, Richard there to make moves. Payouts for this series for all 6 drivers. Thank you, hey, thank you for following out there. Appreciate you. Frostbite is the Grahava family. Appreciate the chats out there as well. Good to see you. Thank you for the follow out there on Twitch. Much love to you. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, live on all 3 platforms every time we have iRacing going. And right now, Bryson Fitzgerald there with GT trying to make it work. Trying to make it move. Full send for these drivers. Going to be a lot to be focused on here. A lot of it is the clean racing that we're going to want to see out of these drivers as they continue to move around. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a look at the setup for the race. I knew that this race was all about trying to have clean. If you missed the race on Wednesday, they ran Richmond on Wednesday to tie over the series to be able to make sure that they can finish the series on time, because we have another series starting next Sunday, and they really have been great to me, and I look forward to be able to do more with the Duck Press Media Solutions and the Strictly Stock series in the future. I know they're gonna take a little bit of a break and rebuild, recoup, do all that stuff, and have some fun with it. Some notable sponsors for the series: the Duck Press Media Solutions team, of course, duckpress.com, to find out more information about what they do. They have some large format printing and a whole lot of extra. If you are interested in having plots and plan, if you are in the construction industry, you'll love them, especially when it comes to the blueprint design. Bryson Fitzgerald trying to control the lines again, finds himself 3 wide right now, and the 38 of Richard LeCaylor puts him right there in the middle. He is he's not working well with others and trying to control the line, and right now he's going to be finding himself having to kind of get himself single file. Richard there to the high side, and Gavin Hibbs trying to go back to the front. I'm sorry, Joe Francis trying to go to the back to the front. There's Gavin Hibbs right there. As you watch Joe Francis try to pull this line together and get everybody organized on the high side. 76 of GT is clear to drop down, and that's where he's going to be. Joe Francis trying to go with him, and right now 44 very free on the bottom. Gavin Hibbs out front. Flying Aces TV, AKR, Lens Creative, iRacing Warriors Motorsports. You've got to check them out on Facebook. Good group of guys over there. That's the Swope brothers. Love those guys. They're absolutely fantastic, and I love to be able to support more and more content creators out there just by even mentioning their name, because very, very, very. I try to follow as many people closely that not only have made a big impact on Signature Esports, but also have made a big impact in their own communities. Like IBTV, James Mandarin is another one. KPTV 75, that's Kelly Porter. And then iRacing Motorsports team. That's a good group of guys down there. GT is going to lead here. I think everybody's going to lead a lap here. Gavin Hibbs rolls the corner. Joe Francis to the high side. Pulls Johnston with him as well. The 47 working as well as he can. A little Walt Disney action happening. And Joe working the outside lane. 16's going to be there. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead here as Joe Francis has the better line. The 47 rolling with him. 47's going to come down with Joe Francis. That was the better move by all those drivers. And right now, GT will have the inside 3 wide as the 44 trying to lock down a position here. Bryson Fitzgerald in the Toyota. 3 Chevys, 4 Toyotas, and 2 Fords. Joe Francis in a Ford, GT in a Ford. Holt Johnston, Gavin Hibbs, Brock Johnson, Bryson Fitzgerald in Toyotas. Richard, Jesse, and James all in Chevys. And if you want to see it, right there on your screen. Pedro, thank you for the like. Appreciate everybody out there. Thank you so much for doing what you do. We love to see you out there because, you know, that's just what we do. Little static hand coming at you. Dicyness and patience starting to wear thin. That's what it looks like after 15 laps at Daytona. We've got 60 more laps to go here as Joe Francis still leads. Bryson Fitzgerald tries to get himself out front and does not hold that line. What he does is he tries to get back up in front and control it. And it looks like I think he just looks very, very free in the truck. Not that he couldn't hold it. It just seems like the truck is very, very, very dicey, very free on corner entrance and exit. You watch the drivers here as they come down pit road, or not pit road, come down the front straightaway. And it just looks like he is super free off the corners and cannot keep that truck down low. Holt Johnston out there a little bit. Gavin Hibbs rolling a corner on the high side. Bryson Fitzgerald. Gavin trying to work with the Toyota in front of him. Little cockpit, a little gyro cam in front of you. Here you go. He and Gavin get a good run off of the corner exit. And I think the only thing that Bryson may want to think about doing is staying high. And right now, Gavin Hibbs going for the lead, 3 wide. That's what that looks like coming around the corner. Swapping positions with the 44. Joe Francis in the Ford on the bottom side. Holt Johnston to that Toyota. All those Chevys back there just kind of trying to bide their time. Take it easy. Race line, dicey. Dicey is all good. Old Johnston doing a great job of trying to shove Joe Francis around this racetrack. He keeps keeping him clean here. Gavin Hibbs looked like he got pushed free right there by the 44. They're trying to work together on the high side, but right now, most of the drivers just kind of want to take it easy. 17 of 75. If it's a fuel set, we'll see these drivers in somewhere around 25 to 28 laps. 25 to 26 laps, forgive me on that one. They have 3 sets of tires in the pits. Sorry, I do believe 3. Let's take a look at the race info. I pulled it up and I forgot to look at it. 4 sets of tires. They do have a fast repair. And if something major happens with the race, as far as finishing position goes, we will stay as long as necessary. If something happens, say the field wrecks twice, we will stay with them as long as it takes to make sure the race is taken care of. There will be a champion tonight here. 70 degrees on the track temperature, 2.5 mile length Daytona International Speedway. 68 degrees on the air temperature, clear skies, the humidity will keep things sticky. 2 mile an hour wind will not shake them up, so they will be good to go. Daytona Beach, right there in Florida. We love it. Gavin Hibbs trying to close down the distance. Right behind him, Bryson Fitzgerald trying to make it work as well. And the run of the century. 44, big shove to the 16 there. 16's going to drop in. Bryson's not really going to have anybody here. Cottrell now on the move to catch back up. Joe Francis goes back to the outside. Joe's trying to just lead here. Joe has opportunity. And you will see these drivers really make things where they are. Oh, Bryson Fitzgerald off the track, needs to give up the space. He's going to have to do so. He's going to be off pace right now. He's going to lift up and get back on the racetrack. Hopefully back up to speed. Bryson Fitzgerald trying to win, basically trying to win this race for bragging rights. He is not in the Championship 6. Championship 6, Jesse Cottrell, who's in the 88 on the outside right now. You're looking at another one right there. Brock Johnston on the high side on the 17 behind him. Scotty Grove, who is missing today's race, will have that, I believe, the 6th place finish here. So 5 of these drivers of the 9 are racing. Richard Lakewa, James Cato, and then, of course, GT right there. GT really trying to mind his patience in the 76. Gavin Hibbs will find his pace right there next to the wall. Cottrell holds on. There goes Johnston to the outside. That's going to be Holt Johnston there. Brock Johnston is the driver competing for a chance at the championship here. Joe Francis just competing because, well, Joe needs to compete. I said it a long time ago that Joe needed to find his way in this racetrack, and I wondered if he was going to do it, and he did. Super Speedway week as he leads from the outside. Johnson's going to be there. Gavin Hibbs into the wall. Has a little bit of right side damage there. .22 of 75. Sorry about the ticker there, folks. I clicked the wrong button and didn't realize it was off until just a moment ago. I looked over at the stream. So thank you very much to everybody out there. 76. And Joe Francis right there. Holt Johnston drops to the back. Maybe trying to help Gavin Hibbs here. Gavin way off pace now because of the wall tap. Might think about that. 22 of 75 and really falling off pace. 3 wide once again. Bryson Fitzgerald back to the outside. Gavin's going to slide up in front of him. 76, 38, 50, 88. This is like shaking a champagne bottle and waiting for the cork to explode. That's what I describe super speedway racing and iRacing, especially once you start getting long green flag runs in. 50 gets free. The big bump from the 44, he held on to it. GT Joe, Richard, Bryson, and Brock Johnston. We're going to ride along with Brock here. Brock is kind of the lone wolf who's just been kind of holding on and trying to see what everybody's been doing. He is throttle managing really well. Everybody that's up front is just trying to lead. 44 drops down low. You can side draft your way to the front, but what we're seeing is that Bryson gets a run on the inside and tries to take advantage of the turns to get himself into position. This will work later on if there's 2 or 3 drivers there, but for the most part, you're only going to see so much out of him. Gavin Hibbs to pit road. Gavin is going to be sitting there looking at what's going on with the field here. 3 wide once again. Richard LaCayla goes to the high side. Bryson Fitzgerald continually getting stuck 3 wide. You saw that happen right there. Bryson wants to be out front so bad. He can taste it. And he's trying to do everything he can to get up there and stay up there, which I completely understand. Gavin Hibbs going to be multiple laps down now as the drivers complete lap 25. Gavin would have a 5th place finish in the standings according to the relative. 26.75.44 of Bryson Fitzgerald still working to the outside. Still trying to get himself into position. 17 has a line here, though. Bryson is trying to upset that line. Jesse Cottrell might go with him. We will see. 9-car field down to an 8-car field. Gavin Hibbs on pit road. Hopefully getting his truck fixed. I think that might be what he is doing here. Instead of taking a fast repair, he's just going to get that right side fixed, which I can understand. 76, 50, 38, 17, 88, 47, 44, and James Cato there. 3 and 4, 33-degree banking here at Daytona. Some of the largest turns in all of racing. As Gavin Hibbs will be coming off pit road this time by. It'll be 2 laps down. It'll be 3 when they come back to the stripe. 28 of 75. They're getting close to that green flag run here that we were discussing, that I was discussing before. Gavin getting his damage replaced. And fixed up, 76, 50, 38. He will be able to soak up the draft right here. 38 is, I'm sorry, the 16 is not far ahead of him. He's going to be up in the turn here and doing what all good iRacers do, and that is keep yourself in the field the way you need to. GT up to pace. It's a 76, 50, 38. All try to work this field. So 30 laps, the magic number here. Look at everybody out there that got to 66 back into the wall there. Trying to stay high for everybody. Just got himself into the wall. 17 free. Cottrell right there. Hold Johnston behind a little bit free. I look at this racetrack and realize the history and the iconicism of it. They run this racetrack twice in a season in NASCAR, and they start the championship. If NASCAR would make this the championship race, could you imagine the full scent modes that they would have? Interesting take on what folks look at, excuse me, when it comes to this racetrack. Bryson Fitzgerald runs the fastest lap of the race, 48.14. Cato running the next fastest lap, 48.17. His fastest lap, according to the relative. Pretty back to the outside, 44 going with him. Cato's showing just how to take the lead with one extra vehicle in the course of basically 2 turns. Side drafting the 50 of Joe Francis. 30 of 75 being completed. They will have to come to pit road very soon. Gavin Hibbs very free back there. Drivers this time by consistent laps. Ty B, how you doing, brother? Good to see you out there, man. That is Ty B TV, the man, the myth, the legend. I was talking about him earlier. A content creator of all content creators. Championship race here for the Duck Press Media Solutions Truck Series. The old Ty B TV. How was the race last night? I did get the chance to watch you. Those turns look insane when you walk. Yes, they do. Been to church? How was church? That's the bigger question. How was church? Strictly Stock Championship. 6 drive third. Nice. It's because I didn't watch. I've been watching everything else. Yeah, I saw the repair. I did see the videos on the repairs that you've been making and what you've been doing to make that car. Absolutely amazing service. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear it. Yeah, full send, man. If I watched it, man, I tell you what. Well, the next time I'm gonna watch it again. Everybody coming to pit road? Yeah, everybody's coming to pit road. Look at them funnel in. Holy cow! And this will be the race off pit road. Cato's gonna stay out for another lap here. So good to see you out there getting that car ready to go and getting it squared away. I'm a big fan of all things racing, but I'm a bigger fan of dirt racing in real life, and that comes to show from all the dirt racing I get to commentate for. Drivers coming in for tires and fuel. Cato's going to be looking to come back in. Hello, Carly. Good to see you, Carly out there. The Carly Brat in the field. Ty B, big podcast idea for you. I was talking about it earlier in my last broadcast earlier today, and boy howdy, the topics of discussion that came up, absolutely insane. GT, your race leader, Bryson trying to go to the outside. He's trying to lead again off of pit road. It is Sunday Fun Day, 34.75, as we're about halfway through this one. Folks, if you have not checked out Ty B TV, you need to. He is he's got a big following out there. Does a lot of things racing in real life, but has one of the craziest simulators that I've ever seen in his studio there at the old Ty B TV mansion. And I tell you what, it's such a breath of fresh air to meet content creators and to meet people like myself that have like-minded scenes and things that you want to accomplish and see in life. And I've had conversations with Ty B on the phone, and dude he's got bigger dreams than I do, and I've got some pretty big ones, some pretty wild ones. So, and I like it. Gavin's going to be 3 laps down. That right side damage really hurting him. 5 drivers here again competing for that main spot, that number 1 spot, that championship name Needed to make sure you kept that star streak. Did you send stars again? Full send. Sunday fun day. 100 stars. Thank you so much. Carly Brad taking 100 stars. Thrown them on the table and says, bam. So was it 122 last week? Was it this week? No, it's 122 this week. 121 last week. Had a good guess last week. That was good. Ty B giving us a like, giving us some chats out there. Thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate everybody sending stars. You were all amazing. Ty B giving us some love out there. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody doing what you do and being a part of the streams. You're all amazing. Thank you to all the followers. Thank you to everybody helping, the YouTube channel grow as well. In the last month, we've gained just over 100 I think I looked at it earlier, it was over 140 followers on the YouTube channel. So YouTube is really picking up in space. So thank you so much to everybody for just being I want to say the word, but I won't, for being the best community that I could ever ask for. You're the best community in streaming and best community in all of iRacing for sure. James Cato to the outside. There goes Joe Francis with him. I think Cato might be smart enough to bring Francis with him. That would be the right idea. Hanging out at your cousin's house, but wanted to stop and say hi. Absolutely. May the hippos ever be with you. 38 into the 3. They got really dicey there. 38, Richard Lakawa got up the racetrack a little bit there. No harm, no foul. I'm glad you stopped by. $376, $38.50, $44. Full send moments. Ready to rock and roll. These turns are very insane. Daytona. I've made it to Daytona. Not while there was a race on. We went as an MWR project when I was in the Army. And we went over there. It was shortly after Katrina had gone through Louisiana and made its way, the remainder of that hit down there. We were part of the crew that went down and helped clean up parts of Florida. Cato went to go high. Bryson went to go with him. And that was the fake out of all fake outs there. Holy cow. Let's go, racers. Halfway through the race, absolutely. The halfway mark here at Daytona has been a good one. Francis, Cato, Lakawa. That's going to be your top 3. Johnston and Fitzgerald still making it work as well. Richard can pull any one of these drivers to the front. Right now, James Cato is going to drop back. He sees what Bryson Fitzgerald's doing here. GT trying to pull up to the back bumper of the 44. Bryson is doing everything that he can to get himself back out front. Bryson was the pole sitter, fastest lap around this racetrack, and very free when other drivers are to the back bumper. I still think that Bryson needs to be high line. I don't think that he needs to be low line. He's not working with anybody here. 76 pushed him out front, and now he's left out to dry. So GT's going to drop back, and this is going to give an opportunity again for Joe Francis to make a move whenever he wants to. Richard Lakawa is going to be right there on the back bumper. Maybe Joe just pushes Bryson Fitzgerald around for a little bit. Maybe. We'll see. And Bryson up the racetrack again. I'm confused. I really think Bryson's really free. I'm gonna ride. We're gonna ride along with Bryson. We're gonna see what's going on with this truck. His offset does look like it's a 12 or a 14 to 1. Oh man, he is up. He's probably more than that. Holy cow, he's being pushed right whenever it comes to drivers in front of him. So now he drops back again. Maybe he's just playing cat and mouse with everybody. 30.93 on the iRating. Joe Francis 44.98. Maybe he just feels like driving all the way to the front and then coming all the way back. James Cato right there as well. Whoa! And a huge run to put it 3 wide here. I don't know why. Gavin Hibbs still there again, still trying to work this field. Gavin Hibbs maybe a couple of laps down, but Gavin is still in this race. He's in here for points and a finishing position. If the whole field wrecks out in front of him, he comes around and wins this one. Well, then there you go. Bryson now working with some more drivers here. GT trying to work his way around the 50. GT out front. Cottrell almost went with him. Jesse Cottrell in the 88, pulling the 44. 32 laps to go this time by. They're really trying to make this one their own. Good race so far. Alrighty, folks, as I do occasionally, got to play those ads. Got to make sure that I take care of Nerds Doing Nerd Things, because if there's no caution today, I want to make sure they get mentioned. Nerds Doing Nerd Things is always my caution sponsor, and we love having them on board.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Back at it again here. Thank you to AJ Coppola and all the folks over at Nerds Doing Nerd Things. They have an absolute fantastic podcast, and they talk about everything that I want to talk about in life, and that is just being who I am. 88 to the outside as he tries to battle with the 76 GT. Pulling no punches. Joe Francis there with him. Speaking of hippos, if you haven't checked it out, we have a merch store where you can buy a hippo, Save the Hippos t-shirt. It's my cause. GT, Joe Francis, Richard Lekewa, Brock Johnston, Jesse Cottrell, James Cato, Bryson Fitzgerald, Holt Johnston back here, and then Gavin Hibbs still in the mix. Anything can happen. 30 laps to go. 29 this time by as they complete lap 47. 47 to 75. Move for the ages. Next week, No Toad Racing League gets underway over here at City Tree Sports. Their season is already underway. I think they're 5 races in, 6 races in, but they're going to be over here to finish out their season. Much love to the gentleman over there at No Toad Racing League. I absolutely, if you remember, about a year ago, I broadcasted their championship race, and they've always wanted to have me back since, but they had their last season kind of fell into play with another season that I had, so I couldn't take it on. So now, after trials and tribulations and working with them, to be able to get ourselves into that time slot where they could use me, we've finally got the No Toad Racing League back, and I am so looking forward to it. Sarge over there is an absolute killer guy, and that whole league is just, it's such a big league, and they've been doing it. They've been sim racing for something like 20 years, 22 years, from the consoles to iRacing. They've just been really, they've developed their craft into something just phenomenal and fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Duck Press Media Solutions, Bryson back up the racetrack again, and the Strictly Stock Series will be back later on. I know they're going to be taking some time off, and then I believe somewhere I think when we were talking, I have to look again, somewhere in the October time they're going to come back, and I'm going to be looking at that. And then Asphalt Outlaws on Fridays will be finishing up here in a few weeks, and then they're going to take a break for a while too. They're going to come back just after Labor Day. And then, let's see. They are through the Truck Series, the regular Truck Series season, so they're going to have about, I think, 26 races total, 23, 26 races total. So they are with us for a little while. That'll be a ton of fun to see. We should have them through, I believe, up until October, if my memory serves me correctly about the Truck Series. And then let's see, Chop Shop Racing League, 26 racing. That's a 26-week racing. Yeah. So, well, I'm sorry, Go Racing League, 20 and 26 races for both of those. So they're gonna be with us for a little while too. Yeah, just lots of good things going on, and new series, new seasons. Winston Throwback Series is getting ready to kick back off again. They've almost got a full field again. They've been recruiting in the couple of weeks that they've been off. So they're going to have their stuff going here. Speaking of that, I think I've got the Winston Throwback video I could probably play. Which I probably need to. Yeah, I probably need to. Anyhow, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put you over there. We're 24 laps to go. The racing's heating up. We won't miss any action. Right back. Wrong button. Winston Throwback Series, July 6th is when they get back rolling. They've still got a few spots available if you want to join them. Find the Winston Throwback Series on the old Facebook platform. Doc Press Media Solutions, when they start recruiting again, I will make sure to keep you all informed there as well. I'd love to make sure that these leagues are always taken care of, especially if they have utilized us in the past. Just always a ton of fun. Bryson, up and down that racetrack. Again, trying to control the line here. Just trying to figure out what the strategy is here. I understand controlling the lines and controlling the pace of the race. He just looks too free to be doing that. He is making aggressive moves into corners that I don't think that he needs to be doing right now. I think that he needs to focus on what's in front of him and do that. And that would be the better move, because I understand slowing the progress. I really do understand restricted play racing. I promise I do. But what I'm seeing out of this is moves that could take out the field and cause more harm than it's done. Gavin Hibbs in and out of pit road as he is working back around here. He'll be 4 laps down this time, but I think he was getting some stuff taken care of. Came in on 51. 20 laps to go here. Came in on his lap 51. He's 3 laps down. Now 4 laps down. Full send for the drivers. Not a bad looking race. We're going to throw it on TV mixed. Few more static cams for you. Little sounds of iRacing coming at you. I love the sound of this racetrack, and I love the sound of these trucks. 14 laps to go. Imagine having a drone that could fly that fast for that long. Bryson Fitzgerald to the outside. Joe Francis had to whoa up there with that huge run that he had. Now Jesse Cottrell followed by Richard Lekewa in the 38. Low in this corner. Gavin Hibbs out of the race. Parted on 51. James Cato now working with Bryson Fitzgerald making dangerous moves. And everybody else just trying to buy their time to the end of this race. We haven't seen anybody else be aggressive yet. And these drivers are going to have to come to pit road. Excuse me. Somewhere very soon. They came in on 32. Don't think they're going to be able to make it to the end right now. They are completing lap 62, so somewhere in the next 2 to 4 laps, we're going to see these drivers come to pit road. Who's going to come to pit road early? Who will short pit one lap? James Cato was able to stay out an extra lap there, but definitely needed himself somebody to go with him. Fitzgerald, Cottrell, Lekewa, GT, James Cato. Somebody will win this race. Somebody's going to be crowned the Strictly Stock 2022 Truck Series champion. Brought to you by Duck Press Media Solutions. They are going to get a featured video courtesy of me over here at Signature Esports as a champion video. I wondered who was going to come to pit road. Bryson Fitzgerald braking in front of the field. Knew the drivers behind him were coming to pit road. He locked on the brakes late. He wanted to make sure that he had the field. 76.3, staying out an extra lap. And Joe Francis is going to stay with him. Not a bad idea for these three drivers. If they can synchronize their in and out of pit road, Bryson Fitzgerald taking a splash of fuel, Cottrell taking a splash of fuel, Johnston doing the same thing, Richard and Holt Johnston taking right side tires. They're going to all leave pit road together. 76.3 and the 50 all coming to pit road this time by. Heavy braking, GT down. Everybody down to pit road speed. Nice job by the drivers. I do believe they're all down to pit road speed. Cato. I think a lot of these drivers looking at their... Oh, GT misses pit stop. Only needs a splash. They only need to take a moment here. They're going to leave pit road this time by. Joe Francis out of pit road. They're all going to have to get up to pace on the front straightaway. Fitzgerald, Cottrell. 1, 2 at the moment. Trying to get up to speed. I talked about whether or not they were going to be able to keep their pace up. Here they go. 10 laps to go. And right now, Bryson Fitzgerald and Jesse Cottrell, a 2-lap team here. Cottrell, lone playoff driver, now up to speed. The 3 has the 17 of Brock Johnston with him. Brock Johnston will be able to pull the 3 along with him. They have 9 laps basically to find their way into a pace. 2.5 seconds off of these two drivers. Bryson Fitzgerald out front, and if Jesse Cottrell has anything to say about it, he will finish in front of that 44. Three and a half seconds. Brock Johnston, James Cato, Joe Francis, all of these drivers are now going to have to start soaking up that time up to speed. They are. As right now, Cato full send into the back bumper of the 17. Joe Francis right there with him. Bryson Fitzgerald, Jesse Cottrell, 3.4 seconds And a 5-truck team try to roll in and disrupt that. 3.2 seconds. 8 laps to go. (17.3) Cottrell to the outside of Fitzgerald. Side-by-side racing. 44 will maybe find himself in the pace, and since he went back around him, the 44 has let off of that gas and now finds himself to the back bumper, but all of that time is now lost. James Cato and company full send around the 17, and they are coming. Cato, Francis, 7 laps to go. Gavin Hibbs, the playoff driver. 4 drivers in here competing now as Gavin Hibbs will take up the 5th spot in the series. And Cato to the front. Joe Francis, 3 wide with the 38 of Lekewa. Richard trying to make sure that he is where he needs to be. Joe Francis to shove. Richard right there with Johnston. GT trying to work the outside. 6 laps to go. A green to green run for 75 laps, regardless of how many drivers are in here, is just absolutely insane. Richard in 5th, right where he started. Cato, biggest mover of the race. And I said that he was going to bide his time to get himself around this racetrack. And has found himself in good company. 376 side by side, 5 laps to go. Full center to the front for the 76. 38 right there to the high side. A little bit free for him. Richard's trying to make sure that he's going to hit him square, but if you get a little bit off center, and you are not, if you're trying to push in the corner and you are off center, you're showing that truck around. 38.76. Nose to bumper, bumper to nose. GT edging out into the corner. Cottrell needs to make a move here to push back on that 3 because GT is going places. 17 of Brock Johnston up front. A little bit free for GT as they move. Sorry, Gavin is not in the playoffs. I misspoke. He was in the playoffs last week. It's Cottrell, GT, Brock Johnston, Scotty Grove, Richard, and James Cato. So Scotty Grove is not in the race. GT is. Jesse is. Brock Johnson is. Richard is. And James Cato. James Cato, your race leader right now. So that is that's your series. GT really trying to pull that Walt Disney machine around this racetrack. 4 laps to go out of 4. And a big run from the 38 to the back bumper of the 76. Now is the time when they're trying to figure out how to set themselves up. 3 laps to go, 12 short turns. Free. Cato battling back with the 38 of Cottrell. They will be aggressive the next 2 laps. There is no holds bar. 88 pushing, 76 leading on the outside. GT leads this lap. 2 to go. GT clears the 3. Richard to the high side. 50 of Joe Francis is going to be right there. He's going to be able to push the 38. Richard side drafting. Big run coming. To the high side. The 17 goes with Bryson Fitzgerald. Too soon. Too soon of a move. 3 wide. 48-17. 3 wide. 2 laps to go. And they're getting shaky. Across the front stripe. White. Flag wave. Johnston from the high side. Fitzgerald trying to shove. Johnston drops across 3 lanes. Not quite there. Lekewa to the back bumper. Johnston turned. Lekewa into the wall. Cato coming around with GT. This is your finish right here. 3 wide out of turn 3 would have worked for him. Cato, GT, who will win as the setup turn comes into play? 76-3, the run, the finish. Your Duck Press Media Solutions champion, GT Park. James Cato finishes in second. Richard will finish in third. I do believe he does. Lekewa comes home in third. Cottrell and Joe Francis coming around. Big shove from the 50 to push the 88 across the board. And it took every lap to be as patient as you could be. 2 to go, too early to go 3 wide, because 1 and 2 is devastating. They had a better run coming out of 2. And if that were the case, if they'd have done that on the last lap, that would have been a different story there. GT, your champion. And a reason to celebrate here. He's had a season to call for, and that Ford comes home in victory lane. And I tell you what, congratulations to that driver. We all know what it means to him. We all know what it means to all of these drivers. So GT is going to come home in victory lane. And definitely celebrate here. And be able to hold on to everything that he wants. GT and James Cato, congratulations on Cato for finishing in second. Daytona was a great opportunity for these folks to be able to do what they want. Let's talk to your champion here as soon as he is ready. I want to talk to GT about his race and everything that he was able to do tonight. Congratulations once again to the Strictly Stock iRacing series, and of course all of these fine folks over here, Lens Creative, iRacing Warriors, all of the folks involved, of course, duckpress.com, and all of these folks. We're just going to do this. We're just going to jump in here, and we're just going to congratulate GT and just kind of talk to everybody all at once. We'll make this a community effort. Congratulations on becoming the Duck Press Media Truck Series here for Strictly Stock, the Strictly Stock Series. You are the 2022 Truck Series champion. Congratulations on the fantastic win here.
Thank you. I don't even know what to say. It was an awesome season. It was an awesome race. We were all having a lot of fun, and like I said, I don't even know what to say.
I described it as you were finishing up there and you were doing your burnouts, that you've had an up and down season, And to have this race today, to have that controlling line, to be able to work around the drivers, there was a lot of moving parts here that
I just lost you.
it made me nervous throughout the throughout the race. And today, of all days, you're able to hold the bottom line. Bottom line worked today. GT, can you hear me?
He had said that he had lost you. I don't know.
I'll have to apologize. I can't hear anything right now, so
He just GT. You hear us?
I can't give more of an interview. My apologies.
That's GT. All right, let's hopefully you can get it fixed. GT's your champion, folks. The 76 comes home and does a phenomenal job. Something must be good. Hopefully it's not his headset or anything like that. James, you were shoving him there at the end. Let's talk to you real quick. Let's see if we can get it fixed. I want him to be able to chit chat and talk, but talk to me about your race, James. There at the end, you could have taken the choice to try to make the pass out of 4. You settled for second. And you made a good clean end to that one. Walk me through your race here.
I mean, really, just the beginning of the race all the way through the end. I was just trying to stay clean, not getting a wreck. That's why I pitted by myself the first time, and then the second time by, waited and pitted after most of the guys did, and then there at the end, I was just trying to get through without a wreck. That's how a lot of these super speedways end, and was able to slide by, and I had a little bit of damage though, so even if I wanted to, coming off turn 4, I didn't have a run. I wouldn't have been able to pull out and try to pass him. So I did pretty much settle for second, but I don't think there was anything else I could have done.
That's all right by me. Still a good purse there at the end, and still a strong finish to the season. Absolutely fantastic drive, James. Congratulations on finishing second in the 2022 series here. This basically winter to spring to first part of the summer series. Give your shout outs. It's your time.
Yeah, man. I'd like to thank everybody that's participated and ran with us all year. Had a blast. Once again, you broadcasting it, Flying Aces, Lens Creative, Duck Press, Creekers Craft, Black Car Meat, Mafia, Sink Tree Sports, iRacing, Warriors Motorsports, and just everyone that helps us have fun on Sunday nights.
James, it's
Absolutely.
all.
I can hear again, by the way.
All right, perfect. All right, well I'm gonna finish up Rich, and then we're gonna come right back to you, GT. Okay.
That's fine.
Perfect. I want to make sure that everybody see everybody's in here. So now that's the reason why I want to do that. Somebody in the last interview couldn't hear me as well, but he was on his phone, so that was a different story. But James, much love to you. Congratulations. I know I'll be seeing you again very soon. So enjoy your off time.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Always. That's James Cato. The number 3 comes home second in the series, followed up by Richard in the 38. Rich, my man.
Hey.
You have had. I was worried about you there about halfway through that race. You were working that high line, and just trucks just kept kind of jumping up in front of you. You'd give them a big shove, and then they're dropping down in that front lane, and it just seemed like you were the cat to the mouse that kept putting them up in the trap.
Yeah, I was worried about me when we put Daytona at the end of the schedule.
Understand that.
Not my strongest. And GT and James and Jesse, they're superior to anything I do at these tracks. So to finish third behind them's not a bad thing. I'm disappointed, but last lap I wish I could redo it. But hats off to them. They did a great job, and I really don't think anybody had friends out there, but we were all friends out there. If that makes any sense.
That makes perfect sense, except for Bryson. I kind of want to have a chit chat with him about lighting up in front of everybody. He made me more nervous than anybody out there because he was trying to control the line. He was pulling super speedway moves, and I was like, no, there's only 9 drivers. Don't do that. Don't make that
We're
move.
just trying to give you something to talk about.
I was confused. I was confused for a minute, but it was still great racing. 74 laps without incident, other than Gavin, of course, he had some right side damage there about lap 50, and just it was actually 25, and then he was trying to just work. And but outside of that, the racing was close. It was clean. Even on that last pit stop, when the field was split up, you guys made it work. Fantastic run. Congratulations on finishing third in the season, Rich.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to talk to you. Give your shout outs and your thanks and your congratulatories so that way we can give GT an opportunity to finish
Sure.
finish it.
Just like thank Jesse and everybody around Strictly Stock. We put on a nice clean season. I think it was really competitive. Uh, we had a lot of good sponsors: Flying Aces, Lince Creative, Duck Press Media, Creekers Crafts, Black Car Mafia. You did a fabulous job all season, putting words to our actions. So I just thank you for everything you did for us too.
Oh, we'll be back for more. I know we'll be back. I've got another series that's coming up after this one. I know you guys are going to take a break for this one, but we'll be back. We'll be back to broadcast more. I know that'll come. Rich, always a pleasure. And if I don't, I know I'm going to see each and every one of you in another series somewhere. I mean, I've broadcasted James across like 9 different series. GT, I think how many have I called your races for? I mean, yeah, Rich, you've been in a couple of series I broadcasted too, so I'm going to see you guys around. But we have to put the nail in the coffin here for this one because this one has been probably some of the there's been a couple of races that have been a little kiltered, but probably some of the cleanest truck series racing on a Sunday night that I've had throughout the race, throughout the series. And Sundays are a tough day to compete for views and to compete for leagues because this is pretty much everybody's pitter patter get at her before work on Monday.
Yes, I'll be glad to go to bed early on a Sunday for a little bit.
Hey, I understand. Rich, my pleasure. Congratulations on a P3 finish. And not just here, but I mean, we have the champion finishes first. We have James that finishes second, and then we have Rich that finishes third. So all 3 of them. That's the course of the race here. GT, the man, the myth, the legend, back at you again. You can hear me again, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Just making sure. I want to make sure that you get all your due diligence. I would have sat here for half an hour just to make sure that you could finish up that this conversation with me. GT, this race has been everything that's spectacular. But walk me through this season because you are again the 2022 Strictly Stock Truck Series brought to us by Duck Press Media Solutions champion. It's a mouthful, but it's the truth. GT, walk me through your season altogether.
It's been a lot of fun. I've never actually won a championship in anything before, so I can't even begin to explain how excited I am right now. The season, obviously, it started out with it's kind of ironic in a way that I started the season winning Daytona, and I won the championship at Daytona. And it obviously took a lot of pressure off the early regular season races because once you win, you're in the playoffs. Once the playoffs started, then it was a different story. I was sweating a couple times, but we made it.
You're able to get yourself. We talk about the winning in, which I absolutely love about the playoffs. I think that is probably the best feature across not just iRacing but NASCAR itself that they have. And then being able to focus on race by race going on, because there are days that you're going to have just bad days, and you know that that's kind of the way that racing goes altogether. But to do it under the lights, and you're absolutely right to win the first season of the win the first race of the series, and then to follow it up by winning the final race of the series, the championship race at the same track that you started at. That's got to be something special.
Absolutely, and unlike the first one, I was able to do something I've never done all season. I led the most laps, so
love it.
I don't often lead a lot of laps. With these guys, they're really good drivers. They're really good people too. I couldn't imagine better people to race with. And I want to give a shout out to Richard Lecqua, by the way. He is the points champion of the overall season, if we had such a thing.
Oh, we should. I'll petition.
Yeah. Rich had season to contend with. Like, everybody was playing catch up to Rich all season long.
Yeah, he had 2 bad races to start with, and then he was pretty much dominant after that.
Yeah, he was on fire. He was on fire like Ricky Bobby. But he knows what to do with his hands. He knows how to turn left. That's exactly what he needed to do, and you know that's huge. That shows good sportsmanship and camaraderie, and you guys were able to work together for a little bit here in this race too. GT, it is an absolute honor to be able to call you to the first champion. The first time in iRacing, and I look forward to many more. You have the talent. I've watched you in other series and other races be able to be fast, and the trucks seem to be your speed. So keep at it, keep rocking it, because man, I think that you have opportunities here to go places, and you just have one notch on the belt now. Let's add about 25 more and see where it goes. It's your time. You got the mic. You get to give all the shout outs and all the thanks and all the praise to every single person, every single buddy. And I know that they have a list of sponsors, but I know that there are other people that are more important. So let's start with them before we get into any sponsors.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the sponsors again because everybody else has already said them, so they know who they are. But I want to give a huge shout out to the Flying Aces. Like I've said every time I've been interviewed, if it weren't for those guys, most of us wouldn't know each other. And they're a good group of guys too. Strictly Stock Motorsports, like I've said before, one of the best group of guys you'll ever meet. And we've met in person. We're actually getting ready to meet at Nashville Super Speedway. We're all really excited about that. James Cato, Jesse Cottrell, Richard Lekawa. Oh gosh, I started listing names. Now I have to list them all. Brock, Gavin, Holt, Joe did an awesome job as the admin this season, and he finally got to run one.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take one away from everybody. I'm just saying.
That would have been fine. Holt, hardest guy on the track to pass sometimes, and everybody else that joined the league and that ran with us. So I had a really good time. I wish we could have had fuller races at the end, but I understand how it goes. Leagues are just that way by nature usually. Chris Webb, of course, really good guy, and everybody else that races with us. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I'm going off the cuff here.
That's what it's
Also,
about. Yep.
Sorry, I just want to say I want to give a big thank you to Scotty Grove as well.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to run tonight. He had some stuff come up, but he ran pretty much all season. I think he missed one other race. Really good, hard, clean racing. So I just want to give a special thanks to Scotty for sticking it out with us.
Absolutely, good guy too.
Absolutely, yep.
He still finishes sixth in the series, so he's good to go. He gets the honorary sixth place finish here. Everybody else is disqualified. That's how that works.
He made some money, didn't even have to work tonight.
That's exactly right. That's what he deserves it just the same. And the way that the series works, let me pull up the race results here for everybody. So GT is your champion. James is second. Richard is third. Jesse Cottrell will be fourth in the series, and then Brock Johnston in 17 will be fifth in the series. So that'll be how the payouts work. And then sixth place, of course, will be Scotty Grove. So congratulations to Scotty on an easy night of work for himself over here. No doubt that is a good sigh of relief for him, because he did put in a lot of work here, and we watched his craft improve as well. GT.
I'm sorry, I was zoned out a little bit.
You're good. I ramble. I talk. Remember, I'm a commentator. I've got things I just go with, and continue. Yeah, keep more. You've got more. You've got family. I'm sure you've got somebody who has to sit and make sure that you were watched watches your back while you're racing, and all that stuff.
No, I've seen a lot of drivers improve over the course of the season. Everybody gets better and gets cleaner and learns how each other drives. So yeah, absolutely, there's been a lot of improvement.
All right, GT. All right, for the informal, unofficial stuff, much love. Congratulations once again, and we'll give it a little bit more excitement. You are the 2022 Duck Press Media Solutions Truck Series champion here for Strictly Stock Motorsports. First time.
Heck yeah.
First time, and I love it.
And I would have said something else, but don't want to get you demonetized.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to catch myself all the time. I promise, gentlemen. I've been as consistent and as courteous. And every once in a while, I slip up, and then I have to go back and I have to look at that ugly mark on my video that says video cannot be monetized. So, GT, I look forward to seeing you in future races and future series. And to all the gentlemen in here, congratulations for having top 3 finishes and being very consistent, having a great series here in the Strictly Stock Truck Series.
Absolutely, been a blast.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Guys, stick around real quick, okay? I've got to talk to you about one thing real quick before I let you go, because I've got things we have to tie up at the end, okay? Folks, I'm just going to mute myself. I'll be right back to you guys, okay? Folks, thank you very much. I appreciate you for tuning in for the championship race here at Daytona. Thank you to all the drivers. Congratulations to GT and James and Richard. Again, congratulations to all the drivers. This has been a great series, and I look forward to seeing more of it in the future. But for the time being, they are going to take a hiatus. They're going to take a break. We're going to see them back again very soon, I'm sure. And, of course, and always to each and every one of you, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the IVRL Truck Series. I love what they do over there. HMG is going to be over at Worldwide Technology Park, a.k.a. Gateway, a.k.a. my track to the right of me. If you look at the map, you got Kansas to the left, you got Gateway to the right, and I'm somewhere in the V in the middle. That's where it is. So thank you very much to everybody out there for being who you are. Much love, and make sure you know that mental health is the most important factor to me. So much love to you in the future. If I don't see you again, but make sure you get a like, follow, and subscribe on all the platforms: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Signature Esports is the platform. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. I will see you in the next one. It's going to be fun.